Welcome back to Anime Death Spiral, the only anime What?
I'm hyping you. Keep going.
Don't hype me. Don't jump in.
He can't handle it. He can't handle it, folks. He cannot handle it.
I'm Nate.
You should really see him when he's in the zone. It's like pure focus.
You threw me off.
Okay, start over. Do it.
All right. Okay. Welcome back to Anime Death Spiral, the only anime podcast that comes doctor recommended because of our asbestos filter. How's that?
Perfect. Love it.
I love it. Okay.
Love it.
All right. Remy, how are you doing? How was your 4th of July? Did you watch some anime?
Unfortunately, I did not watch it. I promised I was going to watch some anime on 4th of July. I did not. I did watch a little bit on the 3rd of July, the least patriotic day. I actually watched a couple of things that I had always been curious about, just like a couple minutes here and there. I watched the Duke of Death and his something maid, his flirty maid, his big titty maid, which is what it turned out to be.
Okay.
Did not know.
It seems straightforward.
Yeah, that show is completely CGI. It looks bad.
I don't like that.
Also, I found out the plot is literally just pushing daisies. It's just that story.
Well, I mean, we were talking about this earlier, but all the greats just rip off each other, right?
I guess so. I wonder if Pushing Daisies was ever popular in Japan. It's a great show. That Lee Pace, great actor. Love that guy.
Love me some Lee Pace.
Yeah. I also watched Love of Kill, like the last episode of the first season of that, just to figure out. Did not really illuminate anything for me. Seems pretty mundane. Nothing happened that made sense to me, so I kind of just gave up on that.
What's that one about?
An assassin and what is she? Like a mercenary or maybe a bounty hunter? Keep crossing paths on the job, and they sort of like fall in love, sorta.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's potentially interesting, except I watched that last episode. It seems like there's not a lot of development on the romance front, so I kind of lost interest pretty fast.
Do you think... Sorry, that just makes me think, like, of the Hitman series. Do you think that series would be improved with a dating aspect?
You say that, but actually, Agent 47's relationship with his handler is very... It gets more and more important as the series goes on. It becomes sort of like an interesting dynamic there. There is something to it. So you say that as a joke.
They got a little bit of flirting going on, some back and forth tension.
Well, she's the only person in the entire fucking world that he can trust, right? So there's a whole emotional aspect to their relationship that isn't, super explored, but there's a couple times, especially in the last game, there's a whole level where, like, the conceit is that she's sort of betrayed you, and you're stalking her through this party. It's a really great level because there's, like, it's a party specifically for all these billionaires at this dude's, like, vineyard, and you can drown him in his own beer distillery. It's really great. I really love Hitman. You rock. Hitman fucking rocks. I love Hitman.
There's got to be like anime character model mods for Hitman, right?
Oh, for sure.
The science is out there. If it doesn't exist already, make it happen, people. I want to see that.
Oh, absolutely. The problem is if I don't trust people's judgment because I think they would cave and give him hair.
Oh, you can't give Agent 47 hair. That's like his one character trait. He is.
Well, no,
he's bald.
He has the barcode. That is his one character trait.
Okay. Well, second character trait.
Yeah.
But he's
man,
bald.
I love that boy.
He's a bald icon.
Absolutely. He rocks the bald so hard that when he puts on costumes, no one even notices it.
Okay. Love you, Hitman. Love you, Agent 47.
Love you, Hitman. God, I love Agent 47.
Okay, all right. Let's swerve here for a minute. Let's swerve back to anime. Hey, you were totally at Anime Expo in person, like out there. doing the thing in real life, right?
Oh, you know me. I love going to conventions.
Yeah, you were
Love
there
it.
rubbing shoulders, talking to all the bigwigs, living the
yeah.
life of a professional anime podcaster, which is lucrative and cool, people, so you should do it.
Yeah. I was there. I was asking less of a question, more of a comment. Got all the new announcements, and I want to go into them. There's some exciting shit.
No, tell me everything that you learned when you were physically at Anime Expo.
When I was physically present, I had my meet in the building. It was last weekend. This is all insanely fresh stuff, people. We got to cover this shit because this is anime, baby. Okay, I want to just jump into it because the first thing is something I am very, legitimately very excited about, and this is one that completely caught me off guard and never thought it would get an anime. So this is an anime adaptation announcement for Helk. I know maybe Helk is not the most well-known manga property, but it came out of nowhere for me, and I fucking loved it. I love Helk. I beg you, please read Helk, and don't get thrown off because the first maybe 9 or 10 chapters read as just a very standard gag comic, but then it just goes off. This thing goes the fuck off. It's like when you light the fuse on a sparkler or something, and it seems like it's timely. It seems like it's just gonna fizzle out, but then it fucking just fucking goes. It explodes. It's fantastic. So they showed the first 2 episodes at Anime Expo. So this thing is apparently a pretty much in the can, ready to go. I didn't get a air date, but I assume this is not going to be summer season, I don't think, but it should be soon.
The Helk anime will be premiering on July 12th, 2023. The summer season, you dumbass.
Helk is it's a fantasy world where the Demon King has been defeated and they need to replace him, and so they're having basically a Demon King Olympics, and the legendary hero joins the competition, and this really freaks out everybody.
This is starting to sound a little familiar. I think this was on one of those one-chapter lists that you gave me a while ago.
It probably was, because I love it so much.
Okay, all right, yeah, it's ringing some bells.
Yeah. So it's a funny setup. It's I wonder, but they couldn't possibly keep that up for a whole series. It's just that's kind of a one-note gag comic. But no, you are so wrong, because he just becomes a real character somehow, even though at the beginning of the comic he is literally just 500 pounds of pure muscle with a weird smiley face on it on the top of it,
which is my favorite type of anime character.
Yeah, of legendary hero.
Yeah,
it's really funny. It's great because all the demons are super freaked out, but he's so nice and so pleasant to be around that he starts winning them over. It's really great. Anyway,
kill them with kindness, right?
Yes. So that's announcement 1.
Okay.
Something right off the bat I am so excited about.
All right.
Yeah, let's move on. Unless you have something to say about Helk.
No, I'll probably have something to say when it comes out.
Great. So number 2.
I would like to. I just saw the trailer for Metallic Rouge, and
okay, go for it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the first thing I noticed is that they were using the Metal Gear Solid font in there, so I'm already predisposed to being into it. But it looks like what we got is a pretty sweet looking Blade Runner. We got some secret androids going on, android hunters in a dystopian setting, and looked like some real good animation coming out of Bones, which is not surprising because they are one of the greats.
Bones does good work. Also, this is being directed by, weirdly enough, the director of Carol and Tuesday. Did you ever watch that?
No, but Carol and Tuesday, I thought that was Watanabe. Wasn't that Shinichiro Watanabe?
No, that was Motonobu Hori. I'm clearly
Carol and
pronouncing
Tuesday,
that wrong.
that's the semi-connected Cowboy Bebop tie-in.
if it is, it never really came into play for me. It's about two girls trying to make it big in the music industry.
Yeah. I was actually
Yeah.
just reading about this. That is a backdoor Cowboy Bebop tie-in. It was written and produced by Shinichiro Watanabe.
Well, it was directed by Motonobu Hori. I'm gonna say it a bunch of times so I can pronounce it in every bad way possible.
Okay, anyway.
I
go
really
ahead.
liked Carol and Tuesday. I thought it was really, really cute. I thought the songs were pretty good, considering I do not like most of these like music anime.
Sure.
Yeah, I still haven't. I'm sorry, I still haven't watched Bocchi the Rock. I'll get
don't
there.
okay, real quick, you don't need to because they only do one song. It is very apparent that the music is not the point of that anime. Which was disappointing, to say the least.
Well, so that's so weird to me because I did also. There was another thing. This wasn't announced at Anime Expo, but it was referenced that they are doing a Bocchi the Rock stage play. Which
That's
I think
stage
is a
play
musical.
adaptations of popular anime are kind of like all the rage right now. It's happening a lot,
Right, but like it's a musical.
yeah,
So there's
musical
gotta be a
stage
bunch of music in it.
adaptations.
I do think there is something novel about a stage play that's about a band, so that the cast has to like actually get up and like play a set. I think there's something cool about that.
The
I would
funny
love to see
thing
that.
about that is that in this case, they have to make up more music for the musical adaptation than existed in the show.
yeah. Well, actually, that's pretty standard, at least on the Broadway side. Like when they do Broadway, even Broadway performances of like musical movies, they tend to have to stretch them out.
Sure.
So not super uncommon, but man, I'd love to get into some theater. Anyway, yeah, the Metallic Rouge thing looks really interesting. I think Bone Studio obviously pretty great. Carol Tuesday pretty great.
Listen, we got the Metal Gear Solid font and we got Android anime girls. I'm in.
Yep, and it's clearly here you can see it's all in house because the character designer is the character designer from Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, hell yeah, love that.
Yeah, so that's cool. Okay, moving on. The next thing, this is a really bizarre one. Not bizarre in that unexpected, but there are some very strange details here. So they announced the new Gundam, right?
We got a new Gundam,
Yeah, right on the heels of Gundam Witch from Mercury.
which people are loving, by the way.
Explosive.
Huge. I'm seeing it
success.
everywhere.
It is everywhere.
And you know what? The chips, they taste good. I've had them.
Hey, space lesbians, that's good.
Yeah, you got good chips.
People love that shit. You got good chips. I have still put off a little bit the back half of the first season. I haven't even gotten to season 2, mainly because like I thought it was interesting, but the romantic lead has the worst hair I have ever seen. It's just fucking god awful. Have you seen her hair?
You're talking she's the one with like the silver hair, kind of like a
Yes.
mullet thing going on.
Yes, she
Yeah.
has a bob. She has a traditional
The
bob
bob and
cut.
mullet.
But at the back it goes down to her ass. It's like what? It's awful. It's so awful.
Well,
I do have hope because
doesn't the main girl in that show have kind of the same thing going on? She's got kind of a mullet ponytail thing.
she has more of a Jedi Padawan rat tail,
Okay.
which is also not good, but it's better. It is slightly better. I am a little hopeful because I saw some snaps of near the end of the series, and it looks like she does have her hair cut off at some point. So
that's
a
cool.
little hope. Yeah. Anyway, on the heels of that explosive 2-season Gundam show, they announced Gundam Requiem for Vengeance. And this is the UC-79. So this is Universal Century. We're going all the way back to 79 again. Everybody loves UC-79. We love spending time fine-tooth combing over every single conflict that has ever taken place during the 3 Years' War, I think is what it's called. I'm probably going to get roasted for that. Now this one, not weird because of that. That's pretty standard. Gundam is constantly going back to UC-79. What's weird about this one is that it is being developed entirely in Unreal Engine 5.
Oh.
That's
What?
weird. Yeah,
But
the whole thing is in Unreal Engine. So it's going to be a fully 3D project.
Have we seen stills of it yet? Any promotional art, like what it's going to look like? Are we doing like full 3D, or is this like 3D enhanced animation? Because it can go a lot of different directions.
It could. I haven't seen actual shots. There's one promotional poster, and it looks incredibly generic, so I couldn't really tell you much about it. I thought that is just very, very strange.
It is
this
strange. I just want to say, like, I'm not for a long time, I was inherently against the use of CG animation in anime because, to a certain point, it has never looked great to me. It's looked like decent when used sparingly to enhance shots and a lot of older stuff, but like we all saw what those recent what the 2016 Berserk show looked like.
Yes, well, that's a legendary disaster, though.
Yeah.
I feel like it's not.
But
it's not
I just
too
want to
fair.
say that new Guilty Gear game, the screens and the videos I've been seeing come out of that, have actually given me new hope that CGI can be used in like cool and fun and innovative ways without looking like shit.
Guilty Gear looks great. I'll give him that.
That and
It really does.
JoJo OP animations, those are all gold. Love every second.
The JoJo stuff is great. But again, we're talking about like a fighting game and a 30-second clip.
Well, yeah.
This is an entire season of anime.
It's going to be hard to pull off, but I don't think that it's an instant fail these days, but we'll have to see.
Fail. Instant fail.
Instant failure.
Instant fail. Now, this is the only thing I do know about the story is that it is set during, like, right after the revolution, and it is from the Zeon's point of view, which is a little bit like from a certain point of view type shit.
Yeah, that's
which I'm
kind of
not a huge fan of.
That's a bit of a there were people on both sides.
Yeah, there's a lot of good people on both sides.
Yeah.
Really great. But they say 8th MS Team is a big influence, and that is cool.
I mean, that is cool. 8th MS Team is great.
Yeah, but it's whatever because, man, if you don't like one Gundam project, there are 80 more to move on to at any time.
Hey, people, there's a Gundam out there for you. Like, there's a lot, and there is no shortage of stuff to parse through. I'm sure you'll find something in Gundam.
Yes, any possible flavor of anime has been covered by Gundam. Like, literally anything you can think of.
Kids shows, romantic comedies, action. Have we had a Gundam horror movie or a horror series yet?
I think a lot of Gundam is straight horror. I mean,
yeah, if you consider the horrors of war to be
it
horror.
is the horrors of war. It's pretty intense. Yeah. Okay, enough Gundam. We get Gundam all the time.
Hey, Remy, I'm hungry. Do you have any anime to suggest in this situation?
Well, let me tell you about a flavor that I know you already like.
Oh?
Yeah, they are re-releasing in theaters the first 2 Gurren Lagann movies.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I watched those movies when they first came out, and anything Trigger does is great. Love Trigger. Love you.
Love Trigger. God damn, they're good.
They're amazing. I find it hard-pressed to recommend watching the movies over watching the series. I actually find, like, movie summaries of a whole series to be rather pointless. I don't know. Can you sell me on their function?
Well, first of all, I would say if you do not want to watch like 10,000 hours of original Gundam, you can just watch the 3 recap movies. It's fine. They're good. It's fine.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
It seems a disservice, though, to do like decades of writing condensed into 3 90-minute movies.
Look, you're gonna lose a lot of the nuance, obviously, but hey, if you just want to get caught up on your Gundam, again, your UC, Universal Century 79.
Okay, Spark Notes for Gundam.
Yeah, Spark Notes for Gundam, basically, which is good for me because, man, that's a lot of stuff to remember. Now, the intriguing part of this is they claim that they are releasing it in 2D and 4D. Nate, what does that mean?
Ooh, I can only imagine. My sincerest hope is that it is going to be an elevated D-Box kind of situation. Like, you know those the Gundam Pods game that was popular years ago in the Tokyo arcades? I would like it to be something like that, where you get to climb, like your theater seat is a giant recreation of the Gurren Lagann head robot that's Shimon pilots in the series. Yeah. And possibly it's kind of like a big circular couch. Think like the teacup ride at Disneyland, right? You climb in with a bunch of other people, and you have maybe like a central table console where you can order drinks and snacks, like a
Alamo Draft House.
I was about to say Texas Roadhouse Theater.
Texas Roadhouse. The Swayze Roadhouse.
Yeah.
That
is my sincerest hope for what a 4D experience is, but maybe they give you like a fun lanyard or something.
Have you ever been to an Alamo Draft House?
Yeah, a couple times. I saw Arrival in an Alamo Draft House.
Did you like the experience?
Yeah, I mean, I like a quiet theater, and their whole claim to fame with their advertising is that they enforce a quiet rule, right? Which honestly is a bit disingenuous when you think about it, because you still have like people coming in and out because you can order food and drinks at them, and they'll bring them to your seat.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I had a really bad time because people kept coming in and out of the very small screen that we were in. It was impossible to ignore. I really, really did not like it. I watched, it was like actually a Thoroughbreds. Do you know that movie?
No.
Anya Taylor-Joy, who I have a huge crush on, obviously, and
you would,
Olivia Cook.
You fucking freak.
Yeah. Hey, it's really good. Anton Yelchin was in that before he tragically died somehow. I forget how. Rip to Anton.
He got run over by his own car.
Oh, shit. I should laugh at that. Oh, no. R.I.P. Anton. I really liked Green Room. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at your horrible death.
It's really tragic.
Awful. You know, those driveways need to not be that steep, okay?
I mean, you're joking, but that is what happened to him.
We're killing our best actors, okay? We need to do something about these driveways.
He got pinned against his driveway gate.
Oh, God. Anyway, I saw Thoroughbreds, and I actually really liked it. So it must have been really good because it was a bad theater experience. Anyway, I hope 4D is not that and is, like you said, some kind of horrible cockpit experience.
I would love that. Is that not cool?
Well, I actually
we can scrap the food and drink idea, but I think that yes, you should have some kind. Maybe the seats vibrate, and you have maybe little joysticks that you can play around with. Maybe
like a baby.
Maybe there's an Ikaruga style shooting game that you can play transpose onto the screen.
Yeah, I love when there's little things to do and distract you from the movie you're watching. I love that. That's why I'm always on Twitter on my phone. R.I.P. as well. I did try D-Box one time. It was the demo version, not a full movie, and I found it to be nauseating. I hated it.
Did not like it.
It sucked. I guess I'm see, this is again like my true grumpy old man final form emerging, in that like I went and saw one of the big screens at our downtown theater, and they have like full on recliner seats, and I hated it. I want uncomfortable seats. I want
Oh,
little tiny
no.
uncomfortable seats. That's how you should watch movies.
Nah, dude, I love those new theater seats. They're so good.
You like relaxing.
Oh, yeah, I love relaxing. I like chilling. I like vibing.
I don't like anything where you could like fall asleep in the middle of the movie.
No, I want a theater experience where if you fall asleep, the attendant will bring a blanket for you.
I want that, but he comes and tasers you. Okay, so this is an exciting announcement on the cottagecore side of anime. Netflix is doing a stop motion Pokemon show.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah,
You just set off a whole bunch of neurons in my brain.
I know. Did some dopamine fire off?
Yeah, it's like that picture of the monkey neurons firing.
Yeah. Apparently, this is by the studio that did Rilakuma and Kaoru, which always looked really good, but I never got around to watching. But I guess if they tie it into one of these nostalgia brands like Pokemon, it's enough to get me in the door. I love stop motion. I love that we're having a stop motion resurgence. It's like one of the best things to happen in the last few years. I love Pokemon. I love that the trailer has a Bulbasaur in it. R.I.P. Basically all of the OG Pokemon. Now they're all getting supplanted by these horrible new ones. Yes, I'm a new Pokemon hater. They suck. I hate them.
Oh, I haven't liked
OG Pokemon.
I haven't liked Pokemon. I mean, I don't want to sound like a hater, but I am. I was not a fan of the Gold Silver generation, but I tolerated them. But I was
so old.
I was
so
perfectly content with my 151. But
I got all 151. I never again in no other Pokemon game did I ever max out the Pokedex, unfortunately.
How'd you get the Mew?
I went to an event.
Oh, wow, you did the thing. I thought that was an urban legend, but you did the thing.
Was not an urban legend. It actually happened.
But yes, I agree with you. I like Pokemon. I love Claymation. Love you, Henry Selick. You're great. Love that Wendell and Wild. That was a great movie. Had a blast watching that.
Yes, absolutely. Shout out to Old Gods.
Mad God.
And Phil Tippett. Still doing his goddamn thing. He's amazing. He's the master. Nobody's doing it like him. Wish people hadn't forced him out of the industry. You stupid pieces of shit. Phil rules. He's not touching this project, unfortunately, but I still think it looks great. I'm very into this.
Yeah, stop motion Pokemon is a great idea. Now, I can't remember. Are they doing new Pokemon? They're doing new Pokemon. You said, right?
Yes, it's a mix of every generation, but I do see OG Pokemon in the trailer, so I'm on board.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll give it a chance because, goddamn, do I love Claymation.
Yeah, the only worry I have is that there's basically it's like such a cozy vibe that there's no conflict or any kind of plot to speak of. It's just like vignettes or whatever, which I'm not a huge fan of. But hey, we'll see. We'll find out.
I think I would be into that. I think that I have always enjoyed looking at the more quiet and subdued aspects of the setting, right? Because I mean, I sound like a fucking ponce right now, but I mean, Pokemon is at its core about 10-year-olds dogfighting, right?
Yes. As has been pointed out many times.
Many a
over the
time.
last 20
It's not a new
years.
take. It's about little kids fighting animals with each other. It's not great.
Yeah.
But I do like seeing moments in that world that are not centered around animal fighting.
Well, you're obviously not alone because every game release they add more and more not fighting stuff.
I think they add more and more not fighting stuff to take away or lessen the impact of the fighting, because in the original Pokemon Red and Blue, you're just animal fighting. They had to put in breeding as a reason for why you another reason why you might be traveling around with these animals.
I'm not a huge fan of I'm not a super huge fan of breeding either, to be honest. I think that's a little weird.
It has its own baggage, yes, but at least it's not like forcing them to fight each other until they pass out from exhaustion.
I guess. The weirdest part for me in the transitional phase of Pokemon was like the XY generation, where they had like you could like pet them and like play them like they were what was the DS dog raising game?
Nintendogs.
Nintendogs. Yeah, they smashed Nintendogs up into Pokemon, which is adorable and great, but you then take that Pokemon that you just spent like 10 minutes petting and feeding treats, and you pit them against
Miyamoto's wife's favorite game.
Oh, wow. Well, she has good taste.
That's why he commissioned Nintendogs. It's like a famous quote. He wanted to make a game that his wife would enjoy.
What?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Miyamoto, legendary wife guy.
He's the wifest guy.
Doing the thing.
He only makes games that his wife would enjoy now.
Big ups to the legendary man. Absolutely. I will say very quickly, there was a trailer for some kind of documentary about what did he call his studio? Homo Ludens. What's the studio called?
It's just Ludens.
Ludens.
Yeah. Are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about the Kojima documentary.
Kojima's new studio. There's a whole documentary about him and his studio, and like one of the first things the voiceover says is like the first legendary video game developer, and I'm like, bro, what?
At first, okay, I was about to say, like, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. He didn't write the copy for the trailer, but Kojima wrote the copy for the trailer.
Yeah, we probably did. Hands on, that motherfucker. I'll give him that.
He probably edited it too in Vegas 2015.
Yeah. So next announcement, I'm moving on. I don't want to get mad about this Kojima shit because goddamn it,
we'll circle back to that at a later date because I am going to watch that documentary multiple times.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely watch that. Don't worry about that. This is a quick one because this has already been announced for a while. The Pluto anime. This is based on Naoki Urasawa's Pluto manga. He's the 20th Century Boys guy, absolutely legendary in his own right. Netflix is putting together, or I guess Genko, and Netflix is just bringing it over. But they're debuting it over here on October 26th, so it has a release date. It's got a cool trailer, looks great. Unlike some of the let's say disappointing Netflix projects, the trailer looks pretty good. I mean,
you can't give too much negative or positive credit to Netflix because their whole thing is they just slap their name on it, right? They're a licensor, not a creator.
Sometimes
outside of that Edgerunners anime, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they do produce some of this stuff, so it can be pretty hit or miss. It looks like Genko is producing this, so they don't have their hands up in there, which is probably why it looks good. I'm very excited for that. Love Naoki Urasawa. Big ups. You are a legend. Gonna watch that
now,
for sure.
I just watched the trailer for that before we started recording, and I was surprised to find out at the end of it that it is his adaptation of an Astro Boy story, right?
Yes. Pluto is his Astro Boy homage.
Now, is it an homage or is it a direct adaptation of Tezuka's character? Because that's the impression that I got that they were going for.
Well, they are almost essentially identical, so I guess you could just say it is an Astro Boy comic.
I was just wondering because at the end of the trailer in big letters they say based off of Osamu Tezuka's Astro Boy.
Yeah. They're not subtle about it.
Maybe that was a requirement, a court order kind of thing.
I mean, if you can attach yourself to Astro Boy in any way, just financially, you're gonna want to do that.
Oh, sure.
Absolute legend. Another legend. Big ups to him.
By the way, this podcast is actually an adaptation of Osamu Tezuka's original anime Death Spiral manga.
I was going to say Dororo because we have all our limbs cut off to do this. That's why we watch so much anime. It's because we can't actually move. Sandland. Akira Toriyama.
Another
movie,
legend. Living god in his own right.
And for the first time in a while, well, he does other stuff occasionally, but this is like a big new thing for him. He is not doing Dragon Quest. He is not doing Dragon Ball.
It doesn't even have dragon in the title.
There isn't even a dragon on the poster. Oh, wait. Actually, there's a little guy with wings. Maybe that's a dragon. This looks okay, I guess. It's fully CGI, which we have talked endlessly about not liking. We just talked about the Gundam going full CGI. I think this one, I don't know. I'm pretty iffy on the trailer. I don't know. Maybe not.
Unlike the Gundam one, we do have like visual evidence of what this is going to look like, what they're advertising the animation is going to be like, and I was not super impressed. Low frame rate, kind of janky. I don't want to get too much into criticizing the matching of mouth movements to voiceover in anime, because that's never been a thing, and honestly it's hackneyed to bring up at this point.
Look, get over it, okay?
But that, coupled with the bad frame rate I saw in the trailer that they were using to advertise the movie, did not give me a great impression of what to expect. That's all I'm saying.
Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? It's weird that that's a thing. We'll find out. This is a big one. Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh boy!
2v2
Oh baby!
Fighting game. 2v2 fighting game. Yeah, hold your horses. Now, this is in a series of these things. I don't know what's happening, but like they made a One Punch Man fighting game. There's a couple other anime. What was that other one? There's the Kill la Kill one.
Oh, I didn't know that there was a Kill la Kill one. That sounds fun.
I only ever played the demo. It was okay.
I found the concept of the One Punch Man fighting game interesting, because obviously the question is, how do you integrate Saitama into it, because he's the most powerful character, and he's actually just kind of like a random like alt finisher. He's basically the fatality dispenser in the game, where you fight as two other characters, and then a la Mortal Kombat, whoever's getting their ass kicked, Saitama will come in at the end and do a funny animation where he finishes them off.
Oh no! Hold on. No, he is choosable on the roster.
Really?
The thing is, yes, you can't swap to him. The only way to play as Saitama is to stall with your other characters, Marvel vs. Capcom style, where you have a team of 3, and you have to stall with your other choices for a certain amount of time as a meter builds. And then once the meter is full, you can swap to Saitama and get basically an instant win.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I've only seen untranslated videos of this game, so I had a fundamental misunderstanding of how it worked.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that different from what you described. It's just that, like, you can just play the game like regular if you leave Saitama off the roster.
Okay, all right.
This one, this one looks pretty weird. It's a 2v2, so you're doing character swaps in and out. It looks like it's more of on the 3D brawler side. Sort of a more light-hearted Tekken kind of situation. I don't know. The characters look good. It doesn't look particularly fighting gamey. I don't think any hardcore fighter is gonna pick this thing up. But it might be fun for a couple spar matches. I mean,
these licensed tie-in fighting games, there's one for every action anime that gets moderately popular.
Well, the Naruto ones are obviously huge.
Oh, people love those games.
Yes.
I was surprised Naruto never made it into Smash Bros. That was going to be my final pick, but they surprised me with Sora. So, good on you, Nintendo, I guess.
Wow, I would have preferred... I really would have preferred Naruto, I have to say.
Wouldn't that be great?
Oh, man, yeah, it would have been good. Okay.
Hey, I know what's coming up. Why don't we take a break?
All right, let's take a break, and then we'll get back with these announcements. We are not even done.
We're blasting through them.
Yeah. All right. All right. We are circling back on these announcements because guess what? Trigger has announced new panty and stocking.
Oh,
new panty and stocking.
Oh shit!
New season of panty and stocking. I'm very excited. Now this is obviously, if you haven't watched Panty and Stocking, you should just do that. But it is the Trigger's raunchy version of the Powerpuff Girls, basically. I mean, that's basically what it is. It's fantastic.
Now I gotta jump in real quick. Trigger did not do Panty and Stocking. That was all Gynax.
Yes, but those guys all became Trigger. So
yeah, but Trigger's doing it now. Sure. But both seasons were not from Trigger. Just a nitpick.
Yeah, okay. It's not Inferno Cop, but it's close enough. This is really, really cool. And apparently this is like the thing internally. This is what they said at the panel. They had a big Trigger panel. And like they are constantly talking about how Panty and Stocking is basically everyone at Trigger's like favorite thing to do. And they have like a million ideas and they could just do it forever.
I love that.
Which I'd be fine with.
It's great when so many people come together to collaborate on a work that they share a passion for. In this case, a boner sex comedy about superhero angels.
Yeah, dirty angels.
Yeah.
It's now here's the connection, because this is basically Panty and Stocking has always been basically Dirty Pair meets Excel Saga.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
That's always the vibe I got off.
Throw in some homages to like a Gendy Tartakovsky, Craig McCracken, Cartoon Network 90s style.
Yes, of course. I mean, that's what they loved. It came out of that, like, we want to do kind of an American style, back when there was an American style. Oh, shit, I just burned you.
Shit.
Every American animator, you just got owned. Holy shit.
The entire American anime industry. American animation industry is on suicide watch right now.
Oh, shit.
Absolutely destroyed.
I mean, we're out of the dark ages because obviously, like we talked about, Spider-Verse is killing it everywhere. It's just, hey, please stop ripping off Adventure Time.
Well, it's funny that you say all that because originally Powerpuff Girls, which Panty and Stocking is doing a lot of riffing on, that was Craig McCracken's, like, that was his homage to what he thought was quote-unquote the anime style with, little girls with superpowers and big eyes, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was his absurdist take on what anime was.
What goes around comes around. It all connects. Animation.
I'm here for it, man.
Animation loves animation. It eats animation. I won't finish that sentence. Next one. Spy Family. Street Fighter
Spy Family.
collab.
What?
Spy Family Street Fighter. Capcom getting in there. Now, before you get too excited.
I'm not excited about that at all. I don't want any violence to happen to those characters. I love them. I want to preserve their smile.
I do love them. I'm a little weirded out because like they put out this Free Fire Spy Family poster with your fighting Chun-Li, and
that's exactly where my mind went to when you first said
absolutely.
this. By the way, like I knew that was going to be the poster.
Oh, it had to be, of course.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, they felt it was necessary to make yours tits about twice as big.
Oh, come on, guys.
Really, I mean, they just cannot help themselves.
Who's doing the poster?
Lot,
is that Capcom or is that was that Spy Fam side?
I must be Capcom. It's got to be Capcom side for sure.
Yeah.
I do like that Ryu is standing there watching stoically as they battle.
Oh, I hate that.
Love Ryu. I love the way Ryu's character has evolved. Now he wears a toga and he has a beard. He's like middle-aged Ryu. He's got a whole thing going on.
Okay, that's kind of cool. So Dad Bod Ryu, that's got legs.
Dad Bod Ryu for sure. That movie is coming up. I think this is promotion for the movie Code White. Which opens December 22nd. Very excited. And even more excited because the second season is coming pretty soon after that. I'm not sure if they announced a date, but
Oh man, we got to wait till 2024 for a new season.
yeah, we do.
Ah.
But I can wait. I love Spy Family so much. I wish the manga publication hadn't slowed down so much.
I would just like to say that I actually can't wait. I'm literally dying.
You're gonna just drop it. You're like, I can't even. I'm just gonna forget about it. I'm gonna reset my brain.
I can't think about that because it is killing me.
Speaking of things that reset brains, they announced a new Fate extension series called Fate/Strange Fake. Now, I'm not sure if I ever talked about the Fate series, but I did at one point attempt to enter the world of Fate. I made it through probably like 4 or 5 different iterations of Fate before they all started blending together and turning into like a bland mush. Out of that experience, I will say Fate Zero, which is like the only one that was like developed away from the original series, kicks ass. Super weird and dark and gross. Kind of cool as hell. The rest of them, I have no idea.
I will say that my experience with the Fate series is entirely quarantined to Flash games on Newgrounds in 2006.
Yeah.
So what is Fate, by the way, if you wouldn't mind explaining it to me?
Okay, Fate Stay Night. Fate/Stay Night. Much like
Yes.
Hunter x Hunter, you're not supposed to say the slash. It's just purely ornamental.
I do pronounce the X. I do pronounce the slash.
Yes, I fucking hate that. It started off as a series of visual novels where now it goes very into a mishmash of bizarre concepts immediately. The Holy Grail is real and exists in the world, much like in Indiana Jones, R.I.P.
Love you.
And people, every once in a while, there is something called a Holy Grail War, where a bunch of, like, magicians and shit, a secret organization of magicians battle each other for the right to claim the Holy Grail and make a world-defining wish. To do that...
Is that not a crusade?
There's a lot of weird things, implications, especially on the religious side. But here's what complicates it even more. To do this, they have a sort of deck of cards drawn for each competitor, where they have these. It's hard to describe. It's categories. People are assigned categories. One person gets a character called Archer. The other one gets a character called, Rider. There's a character called, Magician or whatever. And these are the only names they're allowed to be addressed by. But when we are summoned, us as the audience understand that each one of these characters is filled by a random, real historical person. Famously, in Fate Stay Night, the main character summons King Arthur as a cute anime girl. Yes. In the direct sequel, there is one of the breakouts is his bastard son Mordred also shows up as a cute anime girl who wears Daisy Dukes.
Oh wow.
This is a thing. We have there's a fan favorite Gilgamesh, who basically is Dio. Sorry guys, they just ripped off Dio for Gilgamesh, in more ways than one. But we have people like Joan of Arc. Who else? We have Kubla Khan.
Okay, now hold on. Let me ask you a question. Do they all come back as anime girls?
Not always, but almost always. Many of them are turned into anime girls in the process of summoning. I don't know if
What are the rules? What are the rules?
The rules are very, very vague. In fact, if you continue down the line, the one I could not make it through was it turns out there's like a mid-season twist, I guess, where it turns out that like everyone in the world is already dead and all the characters are just like their brains digitized into a fake world that is becoming corrupted. And yet there are still this Holy Grail scenario where people are summoning these characters. It is all over the place. So basically the strings that tie all of these series together are extremely tenuous, to say the least. And it mostly boils down to being horny for anime girl versions of historical characters. Very weird.
I mean, I would say that is probably pretty bad, but I know of the existence of those gacha games where it is like different models of guns or like battleships turned into anime girls. So
girls
this actually
as things.
On the girls as things scale, this actually ranks quite low in terms of offense. So I'll give it that.
In terms of straight objectification, like very literal objectification of women, it is less offensive than the horny battleship show for sure. Yeah, so the weird thing is, like, this one is based on an April Fool's joke, which adds another bizarre wrinkle. But, you know, maybe as a side project at some point, I will try to re-enter Fate and, like, get through it. Though I promise you I will never
so what
play
is
the
this
visual
one
novel.
like what is like a Famofu situation? Is it supposed to be like a silly thing? What do you mean like it's based on an April Fool's joke?
I'm not familiar with the April Fool's joke. All I know is that that's what...
Wait, you're not familiar with the concept of April Fools?
I am no fool, so it's obviously never occurred to me. It's passing by every year.
Let me be clear. I've never been fooled.
I have never been fooled in my life, and I never will. You know what's funny, though, is the guy who did Bakano and Durarara is the one who did the April's Fool joke back in 2008.
Okay. All right.
Pretty wild. Weird
All right.
connection, right?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff to consider there.
There's
that
some bizarre
really makes me want to watch the Fate series. Really want to get into that.
Like, legit, like, watch Fate Zero. It will give you extra folds in your brain, I promise you.
Is it zero because it is, what is it, like the origin? Is that like the first one?
The quote unquote timeline of these series are so convoluted and weird that it's not really a prequel, but it is sort of positioned as a prequel to everything. So you can just jump right in. My favorite part is that one of the participants summons one of these characters, right? And then tells them to like, hey, cool your heels. I'm just going to do it all by myself. And then like sets up a fucking mercenary squad where they're just like sniping other characters and like setting up traps and shit instead of utilizing their famous magical girl. It's very funny to me. I really like that. Okay, moving on. There's another announcement. Mappa is doing yet another series. This one is apparently a Mappa original, though, which is kind of exciting.
Ooh, Mappa original.
Yeah, they don't have too many originals, at least right now.
Yeah, they're, I know them most because they've been doing one after the other of these big Shonen Jump adaptations, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what do they have other original shows? They must at this point.
Oh, they definitely do. But this one is being developed by the guy who did the very famous Banana Fish anime.
Okay.
People really love that. Unfortunately, he also did Skate the Infinity, which I fucking hated quite a lot. That's the anime about skateboarding.
Oh, what? You don't like getting radical?
I hate getting radical, especially because the main kid starts off sucking at skateboarding and then gets extremely good when he realizes skateboarding is actually just snowboarding but on concrete.
Ah!
Yeah. God
Big
damn
brain.
It,
Big galaxy brain move right there.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, wow, this is actually like really similar to the thing I'm good at. Fuck you.
See, okay.
Piss me off.
Okay, gonna take a quick aside here. I would like Tony Hawk to be like a character that shows up in an anime, like say Baki. If Tony Hawk showed up in Baki, wouldn't that be amazing?
I would love that. You know, that reminds me that I recently saw a Tony Hawk Pro Skater mod for the first Dark Souls. Which
I saw that as well.
That's very cool. Love that.
Hey, it made me go reinstall Dark Souls and Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Damn, I have been playing. I played a little bit of 2 when they put that re-release out. Shit, that shit rules.
Oh yeah, I got that on my PS4. Love
yeah.
that. When that opening drum line for Superman cranks out on the first level,
Oh.
as soon as you
Oh
load
my
up the
God.
game, oh,
It feels really, really good. I you know what? That's the game that originally made me hate Santeria and then got me back into it just from sheer repetition. So this is like Skate the Infinity, and they also did that swimming club that everybody got horny for. This is like a boys' love situation, which you know what? For me, very hit or miss. Absolutely not against that at all. We obviously talk about romance shit all the time. I love me a Yuri. I love me a boys' love. Absolutely no problem getting very gay with it. I find the boys' love stuff sometimes veers into very strange territory. So, like I said, very hit or miss for me. But we're
gonna get weird with it.
Yeah, this thing looks pretty cool. I'm at least gonna give it one episode shot.
Sure, why not?
Here's on the bad side. We've got a bad side.
Oh, no.
This is hilarious. The final chapter. Now, Attack on Titan has been quote unquote ending for like the last 3 years.
Well, what does that
announced-
mean? They've been adapting the final stretch of the manga? Is that what they mean by ending?
Yes, essentially, this is Attack on Titan final chapter, part 2.
For real this time.
Part 2 of the final chapter.
For really, really real.
For real this time. So they really can't get their shit together. Damn, you guys like this? This is what you're into?
I've flip-flopped a lot on getting into Attack on Titan over the years. It was one of those shows that kind of passed me by when it was first getting popular. I don't know, like 12 years ago.
Yeah, we've talked a lot of shit.
Yeah. And then by the time that I really got back into reading stuff and wanting to engage with anime again, I had learned some unsavory things about the author and his political opinions and how he's like probably a monster. A monster.
Well, I would say he has really bad opinions, but he's not like, the Rurouni Kenshin guy.
Oh God, I don't even don't meet your heroes, kids.
Don't meet your heroes. You know what? I do think at some point it would be a fun project for us to just dive into Attack on Titan and just see what's up.
I would, you would have to examine it from an interesting point of view, and you'd have to lay out the way you're trying to go into it from the beginning.
Yeah, we should do a series where we we pair it with different different historical war movies and stuff. I think that'd be kind of fun. I don't know. We'll talk about that. That could be funny.
Bridge over the River Kwai, but with giant meat monsters.
Hell yeah. I am very afraid that I would actually like it. I think that's honestly what's been keeping me away.
Hey, actually, genocide and moral essentialism is good and cool.
Okay, moving on. We said R.I.P. to Naruto multiple times, so I just want to say un-R.I.P. because they are now publishing a one-shot. They've been doing books and things, mostly about Sasuke and side characters, but now they're doing one about Naruto's dad, which I thought we had pretty much thoroughly covered. He was a dude. He sacrificed himself and his wife to seal a big cat.
Well, no, hold on. I've learned some things about the latter half of Naruto's history recently. Sure. And he was not just a dude. First of all, show some respect. Call him by his proper name, which is Boruto's grandpa.
Yes.
And
yeah, I think he shows up as a force ghost to Boruto at some point. Don't quote me on that.
But he was not just a dude. He was a descendant of the first super ninja clan.
Yes, and I believe he was president of ninjas at some point.
Yes,
briefly.
and he was also president, granddaddy, leader man of the ninja village.
Yes, he was sort of, if I understand correctly, he was sort of a ninja Obama. He was supposedly a forward-thinking progressive ninja who was, whose whole campaign pitch was I'm gonna do the thing where I prevent the next ninja war, which he failed pretty hard. That
well, yeah,
fuck that one up.
really messed that up because, in fact,
Really
there
messed that
was
one up.
a big war. I don't know if a lot of people heard about that one, but he did not stop a big war from happening.
Oh yeah, his name is Minato Namikaze. That's Naruto's dad.
Oh, I remember where I was going. It really undermines like that kind of initial premise of Naruto that even an outsider like nobody can be great and have big dreams. And then it really subverts it by like, oh yeah, by the way, he was also secretly the grandson of Ninja Jesus
yeah.
Obama.
Well, this is the. I love Ninja Obama. This is obviously the creeping cancer of all long-running series, as we just saw happen to Star Wars. This will happen to anything that runs long enough.
Anything you love will be corrupted on a longer scale.
Yes. Now, here's one that I got very excited about. Now, I believe I have briefly mentioned Rebuild World. Do you remember me talking to you about Rebuild World?
Barely. What was What was
Now, this is a series that is based on a light novel, and it is one of the very rare anime slash manga based on a light novel that is not an isekai, though it does use, you will notice, some of the skeletal aspects of the isekai genre.
Hey, real quick question. Is it light as in like Light or Lite?
What's the difference?
Well, is it like, is it physically implying that it is a light read, or I don't know, maybe it emits
Or it
some
shines
kind of,
like the sun?
yeah, it shines like the sun,
Shines like
it
a
emits
diamond?
It emits an ethereal, otherworldly light.
It might be that one because I have averted my gaze from all light novels up to this point. I've really only done adaptations. Maybe next week I'll talk about Ray Liotta, how Ray Liotta ended up in the Duke's mansion.
Did we ever find out?
I did find out, yes. I'll tell you all about it. Anyway, this was one I really liked. I kind of connected to it very randomly. I don't even know how I ended up with it. But the premise is post-apocalyptic world. Like layers, like sedimentary post-apocalypses.
Wait, post. So, like, there have been several civilizations that have come and gone
Yeah.
at the point of the story?
Yes.
Okay, all right. That's cool.
Quite a few. And quite literally, they have formed sedimentary levels in their world where poor people who are kind of like shunted out to like almost Brazilian-style shanty towns are forced... economically forced to explore the wilds for quote-unquote ancient treasures, which are basically just whatever random shit they can find buried under the earth that are like, the old world civilization tech.
Sure.
Obviously, the problem that makes this very dangerous is that some of that old world civilization tech, and this might sound familiar to some of you, is still active and is still killing people.
Okay, we got a Horizon Zero Dawn situation.
Yes, exactly.
Got it. Okay, all right. I see what we're going with.
Yes. Now, one slum orphan who has had, to put it lightly, a very, very bad time living by himself in the slums is, again, economically forced to go out and try to find these things. But he's not good at it at all. And this is an aspect I really like about it, actually. He's not like... the plucky anime character who like through grit and determination makes his way in the world. He's very pointedly not that guy. In fact, he is very quickly on his first run. He is almost immediately fucking wiped. Except a piece of old world tech, an AI being appears to him and says, "Hey, bro, pair up with me. I'm gonna get you fucking rich." And he's like, I don't know, man. You're like a weird ghost or whatever. It's fucking freaking me out. And she's like, no, seriously, dude. Like, we're going to go places together. And he's like, okay, fine. I mean, I do live in a cardboard box. What do I have to lose? And so this AI
Hey,
thing,
don't be disparaging no cardboard box. I live in a cardboard box.
Yours is really nice, though. I've been over. You have the movie theater set up.
It's a big cardboard box.
Yeah, it's really big. So he pairs up with this creature thing, which manifests itself, and this is an important part. It manifests itself as a big titty anime lady.
Yeah, me too.
But she explains that it's done to basically honeypot these random
okay,
people.
all right. Now I am starting to remember. You have told me about this before.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I really like that. I really like that aspect of it. And she begins manipulating him, basically turning him into her meat puppet.
Parasitic AI is a great concept. I love that.
Yes, it's great. She begins to mold him into what she needs to accomplish her goals, because essentially she can't interact with the physical world because she is just like a projection of an AI. So she needs some more meat to do her bidding. But she presents this as a partnership where she elevates him into like, a very famous hunter who has, money and a hotel room and all kinds of crazy lavish shit. And it goes some really interesting directions. I really, really like it. It's occasionally very like self-indulgent, especially when it comes to the anime ladies. It cannot help itself occasionally.
Hey,
but I've
you know
been really,
what?
really enjoying it.
We are all human amongst us here. I think. I'd like to hope. Maybe there's a few androids out there. I don't want to get too Blade Runner with it, but I understand.
If we're talking about anime fans, there's a couple subhumans mixed in there for sure.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no! Is it me?
Listen, I'm just saying I understand the impulse to to go more towards anime girl than not. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Anyway, I this is one I'm really excited about. I'm watching this for sure. I've been reading the manga for a while. I really like it. I wish it published faster. All right, and this is the last one. This is a doozy. Wit Studio. Now, are you familiar with Wit Studio?
No. Which studio?
Oh, don't play games with me, buddy.
That's my little joke I do about Wit Studio. Tell me about Wit Studio.
I will mess you up. Wit Studio, they did like Ranking of Kings, which is really, really good.
Okay, all right, I have heard of Ranking of Kings, yes. People love that little guy.
Yes. They've done some kind of piece-by-piece stuff. They did a couple of Attack on Titan things. They did a couple of parts of like Ancient Magus Bride. They did that really, really bland B, The Beginning. They did that other really bland Bem, Become Human.
Bem.
Yeah,
different than Detroit Become Human.
Very different. Monsters instead of robots, basically.
Okay.
They even did some Fate stuff. They also did assistance on Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0.
All right.
Saying the name of that. Anyway, they're getting their own show. They're doing their own thing. It is a collaboration with the recently gutted Warner Brothers. It is Suicide Squad Isekai.
Oh, no! This is where you were going with it. Oh, God damn it.
This is where we're going with it. This is the Suicide Squad anime. Now, I don't know what the lineup is, because the Suicide Squad has changed lineups a few times in its long life at this point.
Well, I mean, we know for absolute certain that Harley Quinn and the Joker are going to be in it.
Oh, yeah.
So we got Anime Joker. Not only do we have Anime Joker, we have Sexy Anime Joker, baby.
Sexy Anime Joker, baby. We've got Sexy Anime Harley Quinn, which is going to be one of the worst things that has ever happened to anime, honestly, to the anime fandom. I am dreading this.
Why do they keep trying to make Batman and anime like a thing? Because this is not the first time. They did that real mid CG movie, Batman Ninja. Do you remember that?
I do remember that, yes.
Where not only does Batman get isekai'd back to feudal Japan and become a ninja, he does in fact get a feudal like ninja robot that he pilots by the end of it.
Yeah, yes, I know. They've attempted this a couple times. I think this is the first attempt to bring the horribly cursed Harley Quinn. But I will say, there have been fucking banger Batman anime. Now, the problem is Batman doesn't even appear in some of them. You will remember many, many years ago, there was a Batman anime anthology series that had shorts by things like Studio 4C. Production IG did one. Studio B Train, which we talked about recently. Madhouse did one of these fucking things.
I remember that. I like that movie.
That shit fucking ruled. There's like a bunch of really good Batman anime in there, but maybe tellingly, they're all like maybe 10 minutes long.
Now,
who knows?
You did, maybe you did mention it, but one thing I'd like to point out, this is not just a Suicide Squad anime. This is a Suicide Squad isekai.
Yes, this is a Suicide Squad isekai. So we are going to see Deadshot headshotting orcs and like kobolds or whatever.
In fact, I'm just gonna play the trailer in the background here. We got Harley Quinn. We got the Joker. Let's see here. Wit Studio, Warner Brothers production. Oh, okay. So the Joker apparently has a Joker-mobile piloted not by a steering wheel in this case, but by a organ. So that's something to look forward to.
Great.
We got pig-headed orcs. We got Harley Quinn riding a Spirited Away style dragon.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And we also have, it looks like on the Suicide Squad side, they have the Amanda Waller character, which I don't know if you are familiar, but that is the,
she's the handler.
Yeah, she's the handler. I cannot remember her actress's name.
I am familiar.
Was it Angela Bass? No, not Angela Bassett.
No, it was not Angela Bassett. Oh, this is bad.
This is bad.
No. Oh no! Oh god!
Viola Davis, baby. I got it. I got there.
Viola Davis. Yes.
Love her. She was honestly probably the best part of that movie. And she didn't even
really
want to
acting
be there.
her ass off. Yeah. Clearly was not that interested.
Yeah.
The only thing that could really get me even moderately excited, honestly, is the inclusion of Shark Guy.
Oh, now do you think they'll have him voiced by Stallone like they did in the movie?
I don't think so. I think Ron Funches, like in the cartoon, would be a better choice. Because I love Ron Funches. He's great.
Who doesn't? Love you.
You know, I think this has, besides the isekai, we've endlessly talked about our problems with isekai. Though, now that I'm thinking about it, this might actually sidestep a lot of the problems we have with isekai somehow, weirdly enough. My
How
problem
so?
here...
Wait,
because... First of all, we have a whole team being isekai'd, which is not, unusual. But they're already powerful. They already have their own very set power levels and all that shit. So we can't just get the cheat skill thing, unless there's something I'm missing about this trailer. I don't know.
Well, obviously, they're going to get some kind of magic power once they go to the fantasy world.
You think so?
Oh yeah, I think maybe. I don't know. I could see Harley Quinn casting spells with her baseball bat.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Now, that's funny you say that because the problem I foresee is the problem I foresee with every Suicide Squad iteration, being that you can't do Suicide Squad without Harley Quinn because she's Harley Quinn. That's what people show up for. But Suicide Squad sucks because Harley Quinn essentially does not fit into the squad. She can't do anything except, be weird and incredibly sexual.
Okay,
that is her thing.
If you want to get into the suspension of disbelief for American comic book characters, Batman, come on, man. How is he any different than Harley?
Well, Harley did not spend 20 years honing her martial arts. That's the one right off the top of my head.
Yeah, not according to the most recent canon.
Oh God, I can't even get into it.
It's easy to just backfill for characters like that. She studied martial arts growing up. Boom.
Oh, growing up before before she became a psychiatrist?
Yeah.
Great, cool. I bet she used it a lot on the job, beating up mentally ill people.
Well,
just like Batman.
Oh.
That's what they have in common there.
Okay, all right. I'm done thinking about the Suicide Squad isekai.
Okay. I think that is more than enough. That is there you go, listener, our dear beautiful and handsome best friend listeners, you basically just went to Anime Expo with me. That's what happened. That's everything that happened at this crazy expo. That's worth mentioning, basically. There's some other stupid bullshit, but you don't care about that.
Oh, man, it's like I was there.
Yeah.
By which I mean I was there. I wasn't with you. You didn't see me there, and I didn't see you, but we were both totally there. And now that you've told me all this stuff, I feel like I was there again.
Oh, shit. How'd I miss you?
Yeah, well, I'm sure that there's a long, lengthy explanation full of hilarious capers and stories about how we never ran into each other.
What were you cosplaying?
Oh, I was doing Master Chief.
That's a good one. That's probably why I didn't recognize you. You had the helmet.
I was doing that guy that played Master Chief in the TV show. I wasn't wearing the costume.
Oh,
I was
see.
cosplaying as the actor who played Master Chief.
Speaking of iconic bald men. Anyway, I think that's I'm so exhausted from we've covered so much shit. This is like more anime than we have ever actually talked about on this show. Got a really spoiled for riches there. Take all of that under anime advisement.
My cup runneth over.
Yeah, you've got basically the next like year and a half laid out for you in terms of anime. Whew, boy. Okay, well, we had some stuff that Anime Expo really stepped on, but I think next time we want to talk about how the spring season has ended, the shows have wrapped up, summer season has started, so we want to talk about how everything landed and what we're going to be excited about in the coming months. Next time on
Anime Death
Spiral. Bye.
Bye. We got it? We got it?
We got it. We fucking got it. Oh, I'm sweating my ass off.